It's the end of the world as we know it.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
I feel fine.
One of the biggest box office hits of all time delivers the ultimate encounter when mysterious and powerful aliens launch an all-out invasion against the human race. The spectacle begins when massive spaceships appear in Earth's skies, but wonder turns to terror as the ships blast destructive beams of fire down on cities all over the planet. Now the world's only hope lies with a determined band of survivors uniting for one last strike against the invaders before it's the end of all mankind.
That's great. The 4K Blu-ray thing here is not even close to that good of synopsis. Because all it talks about is like the new restoration. Like, who cares? All right, I mean, I care, but
I love DVDs. There's reasons.
But no, that's like the video store version. That's what you would pick up off the shelf back in the old days when we were
Blockbuster, VHSs.
Yeah. You pick that up and you read it and you get a sense of what the movie's about. Now the only way to start this review, I think, because this is one I've seen quite often.
Oh yeah, hunt dozens.
At least yearly.
Yeah,
it's on at least. Like it's at least yearly.
That's a yearly view.
When did you first discover this film, Independence Day?
Probably when it debuted.
Yeah, I did too. I went in theaters.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it in theaters. I think I caught it at home, like video rental.
I went. I got a story about in theaters.
Hit me.
When I saw it. Went in theaters with my dad and my grandpa. I think it was like a family thing, and we went. I saw it. Derby Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm in there as a kid. You know, got my popcorn and everything. And it's going great. You know, I'm loving it. Loving the spectacle. We get halfway through. We're in the operation room. Will Smith has brought the alien all the way through the desert.
In this
You're with a soldier. You know, he's gone into the Quaid's back. You know, he's being brought into the base.
With your dreadlocks hanging out the back of my
the
parachute.
crazy doctor. In the operation room, they think it's dead.
Oaken.
This is where the icky part is, or whatever. This is...
Yep.
Yeah, this is the icky part. He slices it open. No, the thing's alive. You see the shot of the hand move twitch.
And it goes full on alien.
My kid self is just like... you know, I'm...
losing your mind, yeah.
I leave the theater. I left the theater. I couldn't handle it. I was scared out of my mind.
The only movie I've ever left the theater for was Titanic, and that's because I choked on a gobstopper and I stopped breathing for like a minute.
I was scared.
Still never finished Titanic.
I was scared. I'm more into horror now, but at that, no horror at all. Like I was, scared out of my mind at this point. So we went again. And, I got this down though. I know when it's coming. So I knew when to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. I ain't going through that again. I know when it's coming. So, but man, this movie, Independence Day, is, I gotta say, it's a sci-fi classic. It's one that you guys definitely need to see if you haven't seen it. And I have to say that the pacing of this movie's like 2.5 hours, maybe 2:40.
And it doesn't feel it.
Oh no, it doesn't at all.
Because it's constantly jumping to like the next the next plateau, the next the next character interaction kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, first off, supremely good casting.
Oh yeah.
Bill Pullman,
the president.
Jeff Goldblum, freaking Will Smith, the Quaid,
Judd Hirsch.
God, it's so good.
Brett Spiner as the crazy doctor.
Robert Loggia.
Yeah, the general.
God.
And every character has their moments, too. Like, it's crazy. There's so much character development in such an action-packed
we're
Hollywood
forgetting the female
blockbuster.
lead, but we're forgetting the two female leads.
Yeah.
Vivica Fox, isn't that?
Vivica A. Fox.
Yep. And I can't remember the other girl. I can't.
Margaret Collin.
That might be it.
Yeah, and Mary McDonnell, which I actually met her on one of the TV sets on one of the studios in L.A. I met her one time.
That's awesome.
She was on a TV show. And Mary McDonnell, I knew her. She was the first lady.
Oh, wow.
I shook her hand. Kind as can be, so that's a little cool.
That's awesome.
So. And then I discovered Battlestar Galactica, which she's more famous for, I think.
Okay.
as a TV show. But.
I mean, this movie is endlessly quotable.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean,
we were referencing it a minute ago when he was talking Will Smith.
Oh yeah. I ain't heard no fat lady.
I heard no fat lady.
It's just
you're obsessed with the fat lady.
Well, give it a virus. You guys do your thing. But Jeff Goldblum,
is
there's
the
so
unlikely
many...
hero, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. I think very unlikely.
Several,
well, I can't give it to Will Smith because that dude is like career military, like Air Force pilot. Like he would totally
and the confidence he has.
Yeah, he would. He's like Maverick. It's like putting Maverick in that position. Like if you had Tom Cruise as Maverick in that position, you'd have the same thing happening. Like he would totally do it.
Right.
But you're talking about a guy who works, as a programmer. Used to work for like the cable company. Is
down on his luck. He's like separated from his wife.
Turns into like this expert hacker. Virus.
He's against he rides a bike like you said, and he's against like environmental. He's an environmentalist.
Yep.
It's
that's my chance to say the word. I'm always trying to save the world. This is my chance.
Yeah, and he's got an interesting relationship with his father, Judd Hirsch.
And I will say, that's probably the one that David is probably the guy who gets the biggest character arc because you go from like the like you said, down on his luck, supremely intelligent guy that Jeff Goldblum plays so well.
And the end of his best friend is like, let me call my mother.
Oh, the dude from Mr. Doubtfire, yeah. 100%. Oh God. But by the end of the movie, he's got that same level of like swagger that's rubbed off of him from Captain Hill, Will Smith's character.
And he's smoking a cigar.
Oh yeah. Just like that's the first thing his girl said. Just like, what's this? He's like, I get used to it. Yeah. Oh no, that's his dad who says it to him.
So this is healthy or something like that. Yeah. It's so quotable, and we haven't even. I mean, there's so many. I would say also there's another arc that really rings a bell, and it's Randy Quaid's.
Oh yeah, the drunk pilot that ends up
his whole backstory, like he had been abducted.
Abducted, yes. He had been abducted and basically tortured and experimented on, that kind of thing. And then just plot back, and of course nobody believes him, because who's going to believe it? Until the giant mile-wide effing thing comes through the sky.
Did they mess with you sexually or something?
Oh yeah, they mess with him, yeah.
So he's kind of a drunkard, too,
He's just, it's PTSD, that's all it is. It's PTSD from the war.
And he's a vet, he's a vet, too.
He's a veteran, so it was from the war and from the experimentation. That's all it is. And so when he just starts drinking and he's just like, I'm just going to be considered the town idiot for the rest of my life. Whatever. I'm just
because the way his character's introduced is he crop dusts
the wrong field. Yeah.
Are you sure? Perfect casting again. I mean, it's crazy. But then his arc's sort of revenge. I would say. That's
a revenge plot. He's just like, you absolutely effed my life, and so
and it's a little unlikely too. I would say.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. You expect one of the main stars of the movie to do what Quaid ends up doing.
Yeah,
and it's his chance, and so he takes it.
Yeah. You would expect like Pullman maybe.
Pullman or Will Smith, somebody like that to make to do what he did.
Yeah.
That's spoilers, but
I mean,
this movie's also iconic, so it's hard not to spoilers. There's so many
gifts
and so many incredible scenes, I mean, very Michael Bay-ish, honestly, like with the level explosions and that kind of stuff, and set destruction and that kind of thing.
I would say this was like really good scale though, like practical and nice blend of CGI and practical, where they blew up the
White House
and
all
that. It felt very like, I don't know, like a disaster film. Like,
100%.
You just felt like you could feel the weight of the dire need of the Earth, and the way that's international too. How they communicated internationally at one point
through Morse code.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing that they could translate.
Everything made sense to me.
And it was like, I was trying to think of a scene, but there's a scene where like Vivica A. Fox is trying to escape the destruction, and there's this like massive like wall of fire coming at her, and she ends up being like almost Mad Max level of like survivor.
And they call the dog in on that. That's like one of the funky parts when it's jumping across.
Yeah,
you gotta say the dog.
Oh my god, no! I was like 9-year-old me was just like,
yeah, me too.
Oh, the dog. I've already seen Old Yeller this year. No.
And the effects, they all still hold up for me.
Oh yeah, it's still a very easy watch. You just go in and, like I said, you're not
great music.
Oh yeah, great music, great characters, great scenes. Like I said, endlessly quotable. And of my 3 that I picked here, easily my favorite.
Me too. Of the 3 you picked, yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I love me some American Outlaws. I love me some Hitchhiker's Guide, but like. Independence Day is the one that's going to get watched over and over again.
For sure. If you guys haven't seen it, you're missing out.
Yeah, no joke.
You guys absolutely need to see it.
Go watch it.
I mean, even Vivica A. Fox's character, I would say she's kind of unlikely too. You go to her arc.
Yeah, I mean, she is an exotic dancer, stripper, that ends up...
She saves the First Lady, in a way.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tries. But, I mean, that scene broke me too.
Mm-hmm.
In theaters, because I was probably about as old as that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens. Watch the movie. But, yeah, anything else about Independence Day? I mean, did we cover enough? Did we do it justice? I don't know. I mean, I feel like...
There's so much. And
this really made Will Smith a star.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Star. 100%.
Goldblum. I think this is Goldblum's best film. As much as Jurassic Park is...
Much as I like Jurassic Park, as much as I like The Fly. This is probably Goldblum's best work for me.
Yeah.
And I would give it top 5 most effective speeches in a movie.
I was gonna say the same
Bill
thing.
Pullman speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, like top 5 easy of like great speeches. Oh yeah.
When he hits we will not go quietly in the night. I was like, oh. As a kid, I'm like, yes, I want to get in a plane too.
Exactly. I had one of those like game controllers that you could plug in your computer, and it had like a pilot stick and everything. So any game I played after that was like Eagle 1, Fox 2.
Or how about the kid he's like shooting aliens or whatever. I'm shooting aliens.
Oh yeah. He looks up and he's like pans.
That shot, very very Hitchcock shot with the newspaper up.
Yeah. Looks over to the side, and like a bunch of people are panicking, leaving, and like. Yeah, no, like that scene when that finally comes through, like the atmosphere is what that is like all the fire and cloud and stuff. When it finally comes through, and you see what it is, it's just like, holy God! Like it's so good. It's so. Please go watch the movie. Like just go watch it. If you've never seen it, I don't understand. It's on TBS. It's on TNT on a regular basis. Just go watch the movie.
For sure. And pick up the DVD.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this thing has a lot of special features on here. Did you ever watch the ending? The alternate ending?
No.
Really?
No, I find the movie too... Like, if a movie's too good, like, I don't mess with it.
It is terrible.
Okay. It ruins it?
No, it doesn't ruin it. It's just, I'm glad they didn't use it.
Okay.
I can tell you after.
You'll have to tell me after, yeah.
I will. Did you see the sequel?
No.
I did. In theaters.
Again, it's one of those things, like, I just felt watching the sequel is going to ruin the veneer, the image that I have of this movie.
It doesn't ruin it, because I think that they just made a big mistake not getting Will Smith back. Mm-hmm. And then they just... Some of the choices, the characters they do, it just doesn't work for me. And the new cast was just no chemistry. There was nothing, man. It wasn't good. Probably one of the worst sequels ever made. So don't watch it.
Okay. There you go. There's some
more
hot takes for this one.
Have you seen Independence Day? Let us know below. It is a modern classic, one that I watch every year. I know, Robert, you
at least once a year, yeah.
So Let us know below. And as always, this has been Return to the Disc. I'm Dan.
I'm Robert. It's a pleasure meeting you.
For more Return of the Disc, visit returnofthedisc.com. Check out the audio version of today's show, available on all major podcast platforms. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.